View's all messed up. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful weekend. Hold on. Goshly. Hold on. Trying to put this glove on. All right. How are y'all doing this wonderful weekend? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. And as a big time Minnesota Viking fan, I feel like we will beat the Packers this Sunday. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings will be victorious. You know, I'm taking this nature walk right now. It's a little cold out here, but I had to put these gloves on. Fighting with these gloves. Yeah, it's fighting with these gloves, man. Look how big these gloves are, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. God bless. Happy New Year. But yeah, so Vikings versus Packers. And I feel like the Vikings will be victorious. I feel like the Vikings will build positive 2026 momentum. And I feel like the Vikings will definitely, you know, be a good team in 2026. What's going on? Are they in? No, I think they're in Minnesota. And how are you doing, Lee? How you doing? I think they're in Minnesota, Lee. I think we're in Minnesota for the last game of the season. That's what I'm assuming. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the last game in Minnesota. That's what makes it so amazing because, you know, being in front of the home crowd for the last game of the season, I think it's pretty darn cool, to be honest with you. And getting that win is even cooler. So I hope that we can win this game, but not just win this game. I would love to see J.J. McCarthy really put up some great numbers. I would really love to see J.J. McCarthy just absolutely dominate. I would love to see 1,000 yards receiving from Justin Jefferson. And I want to see us, you know, be hype about 2026. Because we all know 2026 is a big year for the Vikings. This draft, the off season, just in general, you know, it's a big year for the Vikings because a lot of decisions will be made if we don't do anything next year. I'm talking about GMs being fired. I'm talking about coaches being fired. I'm talking about a lot of things will change if they don't do anything next year. Because honestly, we have a good enough team. We could have done something this year. Even with all the injuries, we could have did something this year. But especially next year, yes, we're not the youngest team in the NFL. We're one of the oldest teams in the NFL. So we're going to have to draft some young talent. But I always try to tell people, just because you have a young team doesn't mean you're going to be a good team. Because there's older players that are better than some of the young players. You get what I'm saying? Like, people always use age. Yes, I would like to be young because you're talking about the longevity, 10 years, 15 years maybe, if you're lucky enough to be healthy. But just because what's going on, JD? Just because you're young doesn't mean you're going to last in the NFL. NFL is one of the most physical sports in the world, and an injury can happen any game, any play. So, of course, yes, I would like to be a younger team, not one of the older teams in the NFL. But at the same time, some of these older, like even Derrick Henry, I don't know how old Derrick Henry is. He's not a young running back. But you can't tell me Derrick Henry ain't one of the best running backs in the game right now. You know what I mean? So, home game for Vikings. Yes, home game for Vikings. Thank you for that. So, yeah, we about to win this game. We're about to be victorious. We're about to be one of the teams that, you know, we're going to end this year. What would our record be? Like 5-1 in the last 6 games or something crazy. I'm just excited about the Vikings and how they're finishing this season. The Vikings are finishing this season the way I would like them to finish it, man. Love it. Let's go to the freaking bowl next season. And I also, like, eventually I want to talk about some, like, quarterbacks that the Vikings could potentially get, like veteran quarterbacks that we can get into the quarterback room I'm going to have to do some more research on some veteran quarterbacks because I love J.J. McCarthy. I love his potential. But at the end of the day, I can't put all my eggs in one basket, and I have to have a quality backup or someone that can challenge him for the starting job. And I'll even have some quarterbacks that can just be the number one starter as soon as you make the trade. Like if you trade for, like for instance, right, just for hypothetically speaking, say the Vikings trade for like a Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield has like 1 year on his deal. Say the Vikings want Baker Mayfield. I'm just putting it out there, right? And if you trade for Baker Mayfield, you're not going to have him be a backup. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's certain quarterbacks if you trade for, you're not trading to go get to be a backup. You get what I'm saying? But then you got the quarterbacks like, for instance, like Joe Flacco. You make a deal to go get Joe Flacco. Hey, listen, he gonna be a backup. Zach Wilson, a Trey Lance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? So it just depends on what the Vikings are doing. But I feel like I don't think the Vikings should go after, like if they really don't believe in J.J. McCarthy, which I doubt that. I think they got to give J.J. McCarthy at least 1 more year. You know what I mean? Give J.J. McCarthy another year to see what he can do. And I always say it's not about talent when it comes to J.J. McCarthy. It's about being on that football field. And you know, he gets injured, but he got to play through some of his injuries. I know that sounds crazy to say, but that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to fight through some injuries. But yeah, just go out in a positive way. Yeah, just go out in a positive way. Fight into the end. Viking fans know, like, and sorry about the wind, y'all. It's a little windy out here. It's a little windy, so, but I had to get my steps in. But yeah, it's just like go out on a positive note and build that momentum going into 2026. Don't mess around and lose out and then, oh, I got a better draft pick, and that's not a guarantee it's going to be good. And then on top of that, you still got this mystery at the quarterback position. Like, I want to see J.J. McCarthy play his heart out in this game and put up crazy numbers. I don't care. I want to see, even though it's against backup players, I want to see J.J. McCarthy shine. I want to see J.J. McCarthy do his thing. You know? I want to see him do his thing. You know, it is a risk, but that's a risk even if he was 100% healthy. Every time you put on those pads, every time you step on that field, there's always a chance that you can get hurt. So that's why I'm like, bro, like, just let's see what he can do. Hair fracture in his hand, his throwing hand. Let him go out there and show off. Let him see what he can do. Shout out to Smeagol in the building. Shout out to Marcus in the building. Mike, my God, what's up, bro? Happy New Year to you and your family as well. Hope all is well, man. God is good. You know, I woke up this morning. I'm outside taking this nature walk. It's cold, but I invested in some of these thick behind gloves, so I'm good now. I'm good. Yeah, man, but we're going to see what happens. Marcus said, I want to see Mike in that blue, red, white. Nah, man, it never going to happen. I might get a Drake May jersey, but that don't mean that I'm a Patriots fan. I got a lot of respect for Drake May. Y'all know how I feel about Drake May in that 2024 NFL draft. I was a big Drake May guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, God bless to you and your family, Smeagol. Happy New Year to everybody that's in the chat. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. But yeah, man, I'm kind of just yapping. I'm just yapping right now about the Vikings, and I feel like they're going to beat the Packers, and I'm going to be happy about it. You know what I mean? I'm going to be happy that they're finishing strong. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, he went against backups. That's why he did it. Man, I don't care, bro. Those backups are going to play their hearts out because they're going to try to make the team. They're going to try to make the team for next year. They're going to try to, you know what I'm saying? They're going to try to make the team for next year or make a team next year. It's like a tryout for them because this is the opportunity that they can shine. So, like I said, man, I just want to see J.J. McCarthy throw dimes to Justin Jefferson. And I want to see J.J. to J.J. in the end zone doing the gritty. I want to see J.J. throw for 300 plus yards. I want to see JJ throw it to Justin Jefferson. I want Justin Jefferson to have 150 plus receiving yards. Hey, listen, I want to see a very good game. Will come be a big Pat fan. Much love to you, Mike. Go purple. Shout out to you, bro. You might want to become a Viking fan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's up, Too Evil? He said McCarthy. Hold on. I missed that comment. Hold on real quick. I got my glove on, so I can't really see the screen like I want. Or McCarthy getting a season-ending injury is pretty high. Oh, I hope not. I hope not. That'd be the worst case scenario, bro. He said, definitely. Yo, if he, oh crap, if JJ McCarthy gets like a crazy injury and he's out for like next year, bro, that's gonna be devastating, bro. Like real talk, that's gonna be devastating. Because if you think about it, you're going to have to go after a quarterback like a Baker Mayfield or somebody of that caliber. Because you're not going into 2026 with Max Brosmer being your starting quarterback. And if they do that, the Vikings are trying to lose. And I say that respectfully. I'm not saying Max Brosmer is the worst quarterback of all time, but come on, bro. If JJ, we're going to speak great health for JJ McCarthy, but that man better be healthy for this game, the whole entire game. Hold on real quick, y'all. He got to be healthy. Hold on. Damn, these gloves is hard to like get the grip on the phone. Hold on. Hold on real quick, y'all. Y'all like, what in the world's going on? Can I grip this thing? All right, so maybe if I can grip it like this. Nope, can't even do it. All right, so Skull Eric. Yeah, shout out to Eric in the building. I can't even grip this. I can't grip it like I want to, so I'm going to have to have one glove on and the other not. But yeah, shout out to Eric in the building. Skull Eric from New Mexico. Happy New Year's to everybody. Motown, what's good? Vikings earn some boat as the Lions need much better offensive line play. Yeah, that's 100% correct. I'm gonna give the offensive line the benefit of the doubt because I feel like it was more of injuries that made our offensive line look bad. I don't think it was the talent. I think when Christian Darrisaw's healthy, I know because it's facts. You know, when he's healthy, he's one of the best tackles in the game. And same with Brian O'Neill, one of the best tackles in the game. Now, when you talk about Donovan Jackson, that was his rookie season. And then when you talk about Will Fries, he's decent. He ain't the best. He's decent. Ryan Kelly's my biggest question mark, the center, because he keeps getting concussions. But even when he's healthy, he's a very good center. But I think the Vikings need to be proactive and draft a center and a tackle because our tackles keep getting hurt. Vikings are in the same, right that. Told you JJ sucks, excuse me, I mean 9. You know what's crazy? I don't even think, like, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm going to say we're going to have to agree to disagree. I don't think JJ McCarthy sucks. I think JJ McCarthy, in my honest opinion, I just feel like JJ McCarthy I think the play calling was absolutely horrible. That's one. For two, and that's number one. For two, is, offensive line hasn't been healthy. But it really starts with play calling, bro. Like, ever since the play calling was simplified in Week 14, the Minnesota Vikings offense been looking so much better. And that's just a fact, bro. It's night and day from what it was earlier in the season. Like, earlier in the season, listen, I already called it out. I said it was the play calling. Even with all the Kevin O'Connell people coming at me, oh, he's not, it's JJ. No, bro, it's a combination of both. But as the manager, as the supervisor, as the head coach of a team, and you're the officer, you're the play caller, you got to simplify. You got to figure that out way sooner than Week 14 and adjust to what JJ McCarthy can't do, or you just got to figure it out. Shout out to Eric. Who did the Vikings play? We played the Packers. We played the Packers. That team from Wisconsin. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Make sure y'all hit the like button so we can get this stream out there. I'm taking a nature walk right now. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're going live for every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family, and we're also going to be going live for primetime games as well. We're going to probably go live for the what game is today? There's 2 games, but I'm going to go live for the 8 o'clock game. I think it's the 49ers versus Seahawks. So I'll be live for that game tonight. So it's definitely going down. Definitely going down. Are we going to ignore the quarterback malpractice that took place with the patchwork offensive line and the inability to adjust? Yes, that's a fact, bro. I keep trying to say that, bro, but yeah, I understand J.J. McCarthy didn't have a lights out year, but you got to have full context. Like, some people don't understand, like, with great play calling can make your quarterback look so much better. Like, you can't have raggedy play calling. You know what I mean? Good morning. You can't have raggedy play calling or just trash play calling for majority of the season and expect your offense to flow. Like, it's just not going to happen. And then if your play calling doesn't match the talent on the field, meaning if your offensive line is banged up, why are you trying to go 30 yards down the field every single play? It'll be 3rd and 1, and they will call a play to go 30 yards down the field. It's common sense. But you know what I started saying to like my to people, like my family? I'm like, oh, it's so common sense. Why is it so hard for certain things? Like, why do some people think the way they think? Well, I'm starting to think like this. Common sense isn't common sense anymore. Like, you could see it, right? Like, you could look at the same thing that someone else looks at, right? And you would get something totally, like, they will get something totally different from what you see. Even though it's right in front of them, the offensive line is banged up. Even though the offensive line is banged up, what's worse is the play calling. They'll see the play calling, but they will blame everything on J.J. McCarthy. Now, I will admit, J.J. McCarthy made some mistakes. That's a rookie. That's what rookies do, right? But at the same time, he wouldn't even be in those situations if it was better play calling. That's how I look at it. But, I mean, it is what it is. He going to have to prove it. Everything that I'm saying don't mean nothing when it comes to, I believe in J.J. McCarthy, right? But everything that I'm saying, listen, I could be wrong. He going to have to prove it. I believe I'm right that J.J. McCarthy can play. I believe that I'm right, but he has to prove it by being healthy and just doing what he has to do on that football field. Troy, we next. Let's get it. I don't want to be one of those people. Please, God. Can we grab the playbook from 09 or 15? The talent matches. Facts, bro. Kyler Murray would be my pick for the competition. Shout out to Dylan, by the way. For competition in the quarterback room. He might be small, but he throws a football like a tennis ball. There's not a throw he can't make. You know what's crazy? Well, not even crazy. If there was going to go between, like, because, you know, the rumors were Tua and Kyler Murray, I'm going Kyler Murray all day. I would not pick Tua because he has a concussion issue, right? And on top of the concussion issue, if you're trying to keep Brian Flores, you're not going to be able to sign Tua and be like, oh, hey, Brian Flores, by the way, we're going to sign Tua as our backup. He's going to look at you like, bro, do you not know what happened in Miami? Do you not know how I felt about him being the starting quarterback of my team when I was the head coach of the Dolphins? So it's not going to work. So Tua is out of here. So unless we don't plan on keeping Brian Flores, go get Tua. But I would definitely pick Kyler Murray over Tua any day. He might be that might be an underrated pickup because, like you said, he can make every throw. He's super athletic. The only thing is, how does Kevin O'Connell feel? I don't know what his contract is looking like. How much would you have to give up to get him? So those are the questions I would have. And how much would you have to give up to go get him? That is the biggest question when it comes to Kyler Murray. Another quarterback I was saying earlier was Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield would be a quality, would be very good if you was gonna go get a Baker. But if you get a Baker, then you're not gonna have JJ McCarthy pretty much, because Baker is not coming to be a backup. I don't even think Kyler Murray will come to this team to be a backup. I think he would end up winning. Listen, and I say this respectfully, Kyler Murray is going to end up winning that job. He's going to win that job. You talk about a quarterback competition. Kyler Murray is a better quarterback right now than J.J. McCarthy. So, because J.J. McCarthy don't got the experience, he hasn't played that many games. And Kyler Murray is not going. He sees Justin Jefferson on the outside. He sees Jordan Addison on the outside. He gonna be like, bro, I'm gonna beat this dude and I'm gonna win the starting job. Like, it's not gonna be competition. That's why you gotta kind of get someone. Either you're gonna have to get someone that you're like, all right, you're gonna be a backup, bro. That's what it's gonna be. Burrow and it's not. Otherwise, we should try to go 0-17. You know what's crazy? They said that the 2027 draft is gonna be lit. So even if JJ started and we didn't look good, you know what I mean? The worst we do, I don't want to do bad. We get a high pick, we might be able to get the quarterback that we want. I don't know. I don't want to go that route. Burrow and Jefferson, LSU there. Minnesota Vikings need a veteran quarterback to teach JJ. I'm with you with that. They won college together. Why not Super Bowl together? Oh, crap. Why not Super Bowl together? True. The only issue that you have with the Joe Burrow, when you start talking about names like Joe Burrow, you're talking about a quarterback that's one of the best in the game, right, when healthy. So in order for you to get a Joe Burrow, you're going to trade a lot of stuff. You're going to trade a lot of players to try to get him. And then you're going to have to give up draft capital. See, the only issue is that, right, which is a big issue. So unless the Vikings be like, all right, we just a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl, I don't think they're going to go that big. Listen, I would be surprised if they go that big. Not saying that of course I don't know, but I'll be surprised. I'll be pleasantly surprised. I would be happy if they go that route. But I truthfully don't think they're going that big. Like, even with the Lamar Jackson rumors, I don't think that would happen. It's too much you would have to give up. And we got too many holes to fill, man. We got so many. We need a safety. We need a better defensive tackle, because I'm not believing in Jonathan Allen. I don't believe in Hargrave. I don't believe in Jonathan Allen. Only defensive tackle on this roster that I really believe in is Jalen Redmond. That's it, bro. That's it. I was just talking about Kevin Williams and Pat Williams, and Kevin Williams potentially going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's in this class in 2026. He's in the finalists to make it to the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, yo, when's the last time the Vikings had a defensive tackle that was great like that, bro? Like, we don't have that. So I would love to get a defensive tackle. We might need another edge rusher. I don't know. What we're going to do, bro. We need a safety. We need a cornerback. We need a center. We might need a tackle. We got so many holes, bro. I could just go down the list, bro. And there's a debate. We gonna probably need that. Like, we could go linebacker. We could go everywhere, bro. Everywhere you could think about. And then you got to definitely talk about the safety. We don't know what Harrison Smith is going to do. But I want that defensive tackle. I want that corner. I want that safety. I want a lot, man. And you're not going to be able to get all that if you trade all your draft picks to go get Joe Burrow. That's just my opinion. I would love Joe Burrow, but what would the cost be? What do you think the Bengals will say? All right, if you want Joe Burrow, what you think they're going to say? They're going to be like, yo, I want, listen, give me Jonathan Grenard. I want I want J.J. McCarthy. I want, give me, who else? Who else is valuable that they will probably look at? I don't know. And they're going to also want like 3 first-round picks, bro. 3 first-round picks plus that. Are you doing it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I always say scare money don't make no money. You gotta go hard or go home. In order for you to win a Super Bowl, you're gonna have to take some risks, take some chances. And I know for a fact Joe Burrow is one of the best, but the one thing you gotta talk about is we still gotta update this offensive line. So even if you get a Joe Burrow, we still gotta get a center, and we still might need to get a tackle. Because I'm sorry, I'm trying to be optimistic with Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, and I have a lot of respect for both of our tackles, right and left, but they're hurt like every single year, bro. These last couple of years, they've been hurt, bro. How can we depend on them? How can we depend on 2 tackles, even though they're Pro Bowlers, they're hurt every year? They're hurt every single year. And then you got Joe Burrow. What's he going to do? He going to be like, well, dang, what am I supposed to do with this offensive line? He can cover up a lot of deficiencies, but dang, he ain't nobody blocking for him. Ain't nobody blocking for him. Joe Burrow's foot too much of a risk for. Okay, yeah, exactly. I forgot about the draft cap. Yeah, the draft capital was going to be crazy, bro. We pretty much just picks. Players are almost never involved in NFL trade. You know, I was just thinking. I might be getting confused with the NBA draft, because I know the NBA, not NBA draft, the NBA, like how they trade players. Like, say for instance, if you traded, like, I know you're gonna say Tyrese Maxey, right? Say you trade Tyrese Maxey to a team. He getting paid like $200 million. You can't trade Tyrese Maxey, that his contract is $200 million, for a player only making, for example, like $10 million. It won't add up. It's just not going. You got to match money with money. You got to match salary with salary. So I might be getting confused with like the NFL, how the NFL works. That's probably why I keep on adding like Jonathan Grenard to kind of match the money. But like I said, I might be getting confused on how that works. I got to do more research, but I think it goes, they match up the money. But I'm not 100% sure. Like, I know for the NBA, you got to match the money. You might be a little bit off by a little bit, but it can't be just millions upon millions of dollars and you just trading a $200 million player for like a $50 million player. It's just not going to work. Hold on real quick. All right, so we pretty much just, the Bengals are a trash organization. We can definitely fleece them. And I think that you're 100% right. And you know the way that we can fleece the Bengals, if we was going to go the Joe Burrow route, because I know that's going to be the most popular talking point. It's going to be it's going to be Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. You're going to hear some Trey Lance talk. You're going to hear Mac Jones talk. But you're going to hear a lot of talk about Joe Burrow. And if he requests a trade and he says he wants to go to Minnesota, it's a game over, bro. It's going to happen. If he says he wants to go to Minnesota, he requests a trade, and then he says, I want to go to Minneapolis, listen, bro, it's going to happen. Now, the issue, like I said, is what you got to give up. But like you said, the Bengals franchise, they're not the best ran franchise. So you might be able to fleece them and get something good out of it. So I agree, bro. Like, I agree. I'm not trying to be negative, y'all. I'm just trying to give you like just my opinion. Like, I just don't think it would happen. I think they're really trying to rock out with J.J. McCarthy. But hypothetically speaking, anything can happen. Right? Like, anything can really happen, though. Like, especially if Joe Burrow requests to be traded. If he requests to be traded, man, bro, you know how many teams are going to go after him, bro? You know the Pittsburgh Steelers are going after him. You know all these teams that need a quarterback going after Joe Burrow because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game when healthy. There's probably only 3 quarterbacks in the game that's better than Joe Burrow right now when healthy. You probably got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and maybe Lamar Jackson when he's 100%. Other than that, bro, really you could probably have Joe Burrow top 3 quarterback in the game. I got him definitely behind Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. But other than that, bro, who's better than Joe Burrow? Nobody, in my opinion, is better than Joe Burrow. That's just my opinion. Maybe you might have some arguments when some people talk about Matthew Stafford, and he accomplished a lot in the NFL. He's a really good veteran quarterback. You might have an argument, but I still put Joe Burrow over Matthew Stafford, bro. I don't know. They tried that with Brett Favre. Yeah, that is true. They get Joe Burrow. Minnesota might have to give up Justin Jefferson and some draft picks. Nah, we're not giving up JJ. Listen, Joe Burrow ain't coming to Minnesota if we have to give up Justin Jefferson. He's going to say, I'm good. I don't want to go there. They're only, and the one thing about it is the Bengals don't need Justin Jefferson. They already have Jamar Chase. They already have T. Higgins. They wouldn't even want Justin Jefferson because they already have the wide receivers. What they would want, in my opinion, is defensive players. They might try to get Dallas Turner. They might try to get Jonathan Grenard. They might try to get some of our defensive players because that's their weakness. They don't have a good enough defense. But I don't think they would want Justin Jefferson. Like the Bengals, like they can't be that dang on dysfunctional. Like if they go after Justin Jefferson in a trade for Joe Burrow and they already have Jamar Chase, there's not enough footballs to go around to have 3 max wide receivers. Like that, I don't think in NFL history has there ever been 3 max wide receivers in the NFL on the same team. I don't think they will do that because you'll have a max Jamar Chase, Higgins, and Justin Jefferson. Yes, on paper, you'll be like, oh my gosh, how are you going to stop it? But, bro, that's not going to work. Then you got to find the quarterback that's going to throw him the ball. And then you still don't have a defense. So you got an offense but no defense. Trey McCarthy to some other team to get picks back. That could be a possibility. First thing you got to do is find out Flores will be back or not. Then go from there. You know what? You're 100% correct. I think people are underestimating how important Brian Flores is to this team. Like it's such an important fact that if it wasn't for Brian Flores, we would not win more than 2 games probably. This defense wouldn't be as good as it is right now. And don't forget, this defense has been battling through injuries just as much as the offense. People forget that Blake Cashman was hurt. People forget that Andrew Van Ginkel was hurt. People forget multiple players on this defense have been hurt all season long. Jonathan Grenard's been hurt all season. Bro, they've been missing some important players all season long. In some way, somehow, the Minnesota Vikings defense was still good for most of the season. And most of the season, probably like once or twice, they probably dropped out the top 10 when it comes to like total defense. But right now, they're top 5 defense in the NFL. And our team has we have the 29th ranked offense in the NFL. So if you was to take away that top 10, top 5 defense, you're not winning any games, bro. And this is why I try to tell people, I think Brian Flores might have saved Kevin O'Connell's job, bro. Because if they didn't finish the way listen, they would not be having 8 wins right now, bro. They would not have 8 wins if it wasn't for this defense. This defense, in some of the games, we even scored the defense scored like 21 points or 14 points in a game. I know that Bengals game. I know definitely that Bengals game. I hope they look at from MSU. Great edge rusher from South Pike. He on point. I'm going to have to look him up. Micah Nickerson. Okay, MSU. Okay, I'm going to look him up, bro. I'm going to definitely look him up. Terry, when you get a chance, when this video is, please, can you, because I'm going to end up forgetting. Can you type that back into, after the live stream is over, just put it in the comments, and I'm going to look him up. I'm going to look him up. If you can, thank you so much. What's going on? Peace and love is in the building. He said, too evil. Said Troy, if it wasn't for Bounty Gate, we would have won a Super Bowl. That was a good strategy. Man, I don't even know why y'all, listen, man, I don't even want to talk about that Bounty Gate, man. That was some bull crap, bro. Now y'all about to get me in my feelings about that stupid behind Bounty Gate. They was doing some crazy stuff to Brett Favre, man. Brett Favre, that's why I got so much respect for Brett, man. I got a lot of respect. You talk about a tough person, right? They was like twisting his ankle. They was stepping on him. They was doing everything to hurt Brett, bro. And Brett kept getting back up, throwing dimes after dimes after dimes. Brett is a tough person, bro. You talk about a tough football player, one of the toughest quarterbacks probably of all time is Brett Favre, man. That man, we could have won the Super Bowl that year, man. I'm so irritated about that year, bro. That was probably the best year we could have won a Super Bowl. Since I've been a Viking fan, I wasn't alive for the Purple People Eaters, so I can't go that far back. But since I've been alive, the best chance I think we could have won the Super Bowl was it 2009 or 2008? I don't even know what year it was. I think it's 2009. But that year was the year where we could have won a Super Bowl that year. Easily, bro. 2017 was a special year. I think we could have won a Super Bowl that year, but I think the 09 team was way better overall. I think we had a chance, bro. That was bogus, bro. They really was trying to hurt that man. They was really trying to hurt Brett Favre in that game. The Rams went and got Stafford and then immediately won a Super Bowl. Facts, bro. I hear you. NBA and NFL trades are totally okay. I got you. Yeah, Maxey ain't never leave. I was just using that as an example. So like, all right, so the NFL trades, you don't have to worry about the contracts. Contracts easily there. You can adjust NFL contracts much easier than NBA. Okay. Wolves trade and go. No, never. Never. Too evil. Well, never. If we ever trade, I would be a Timberwolves fan. I would be a Timberwolves fan if Rudy gets traded for Tyrese Maxey. I would be so irritated. I would blame you. Too evil. I'm just gonna blame you, bro. That better not happen. Oh, but that's funny. Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. Do I put him over Joe Burrow? I would say he accomplished more. I would say that Jalen Hurts accomplished more. But I would say that Jalen Hurts for this team isn't going to be better than Joe Burrow. And I'm going to tell you why. I think Kevin O'Connell, I'm not saying that Joe Burrow can't move his legs and he can't scramble and buy time with his feet. But I feel like Joe Burrow is a better thrower. He's more accurate than Jalen Hurts. And the one thing that Kevin O'Connell likes to do is sling the ball all day. He doesn't like to run the ball. See, Jalen Hurts wouldn't be as good on the Minnesota Vikings because the one thing that Kevin O'Connell would want to do, his play calling would be like, Jalen Hurts, I don't care that it's 3rd and 1. You're going to throw a deep pass 40 yards down the field. It's not because I think Jalen Hurts ain't good. I like Jalen Hurts. I have a lot of respect for Jalen Hurts. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks in the game. But if I had to pick a quarterback that would match Kevin O'Connell and the way he thinks when it comes to running this offense, it's going to be Joe Burrow over pretty much any quarterback that you can pretty much name besides like a Josh Allen. Like the same thing goes with Lamar Jackson. I don't think a Lamar Jackson, like Kevin O'Connell would definitely have to adjust to Lamar Jackson's play. It's kind of like I said, Kevin O'Connell don't like to adjust all like that. He barely wanted to adjust to his rookie in J.J. McCarthy. He would have to for a 2-time MVP in Lamar Jackson, but would you be willing to take that risk and give up all these first-round picks and then he doesn't adjust the play calling? I don't know if I'm ready to do that. What about Temple or Carolina? You know what? I was thinking about going live, but I'm not going to go live for those games. I'm going to go live for the 49ers game. Yeah, I'm going to go live. Shout out to Mary in the building, PP. Shout out to Mary in the building. Shout out to Mary in the building. Shout out to Mary in the building. Hey, shout out to Mary in the building. Hey, Shout out that Mary in the building. Go Vikes, skull, 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 skull. Mary's probably like, what is this guy doing? Don't mind me, Mary. Don't mind me. When healthy, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Those are the best quarterbacks in the game. I think Minnesota Vikings need a new head coach. Woo! That's another topic for another day. That ain't going to happen it will probably happen after 2026 if we don't make the playoffs. If the Vikings don't make the playoffs in 2026, I think, yeah, he'll get fired, in my opinion. They're not going to fire him now. Fair point, but you have to factor in C.J. Stroud, Jalen. Oh, I love C.J. Stroud, too, though. I don't think C.J. Stroud on the level of, like, those quarterbacks, though, yet. Not yet. Like, I love C.J. Stroud, but nah. Like, you could argue about, excuse me, I'm burping. My bad. You could argue about Jalen Hurts, but I don't know about C.J. Stroud. Not yet. I love C.J., though. Happy New Year, everybody. What about Texans? Oh, I love the Texans. Texans got the best defense in the game. They have a chance to win. Thank you. Yes. Hope McCarthy has a good day. And yeah, he gonna have a good day, Mary. Joe Burrow, the Minnesota Vikings will likely need to offer a massive package, probably 3 first-round picks, a top young player like J.J. McCarthy, or just and potentially more draft. No. We not getting rid of Justin Jefferson. We not getting rid of Justin Jefferson. That's not going to happen. Joe Burrow's not going. Listen, I say this respectfully. I'm a big Jordan Addison guy, right? I like Jordan Addison. He's a very talented wide receiver. But if Joe Burrow wants to come to Minnesota, he's going to want to play with his ex-teammate when it comes to LSU. Listen, he's not going to want to throw it. Like, he would like to throw it to Jordan Addison, but he wants Justin Jefferson to be in the purple and gold. Go Niners. 40, Seahawks 16 today. Okay, that could, I don't know, man. Them Seahawks got a good defense, though. That was a painful to watch, Mike. Yeah, I didn't like that game, man. You got me thinking, what's going on, Mike? Everybody that's in the building, make sure you hit that like button, hit the like button, and also hit the subscribe button. We going live for absolutely every single Minnesota Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. Always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. Salute to each and every one of y'all that's in the building. But make sure you super violate, hawk smash that like button. It is free. It won't cost you anything. And yeah, it helps out. It helps the channel out to push it out. Because like I said on my last couple of lives, they haven't been sending my notification out. They haven't been sending my notifications out. And the only way you could counteract that somewhat is by hitting the like button. It really helps me out. Really helps out the channel. The player has to agree to a contract adjustment because it's a contract. That's true. That's true. But yeah, that was, when you talk about 2009, man, Brett Favre, man, that man played. Look, I got so much respect for Brett, man. I don't know about the off the field stuff. I ain't trying to get into nobody's business. But as a player, Brett Favre was like, I wish we would have drafted Brett Favre, bro. I wish the Vikings would have had him his whole career. And if we did, we would have won like 2 Super Bowls, 3 Super Bowls. I'm telling you. What's going on, Holden? Matthew Stafford made Kevin O'Connell. Shoot, you might be right about that. Definitely. What will Minnesota have to give up for Patrick? Oh my gosh, we'll never get Patrick Mahomes. That's not even a. We'll never get a Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes will probably retire a Chief. He's one of the greatest. Well, then again, that's not always true because Tom Brady left. So, but we would never get Patrick Mahomes. We have a better chance of getting like I said, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. If you go for like the big names, you'll have a better chance of getting those quarterbacks, but you're not getting no Patrick Mahomes. You're not getting the Josh Allen. You're not getting those quarterbacks. We would have to give up everything. It wouldn't even be worth it because even though Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great quarterback, you still need talent on your roster. You can't give up everything and then you have a great quarterback, but you don't have no talent around him. We got to go get Burrow. Oh, snap. Oh, no problem, Mary. Thank you so much for all your support. And I appreciate it. We got to get Joe Burrow. Yo, this is going to be the conversation we're going to have all offseason, y'all. We're going to have this conversation all offseason. When it comes to Joe Burrow, I promise you, you're going to hear this conversation from the biggest podcasters. You're going to hear this conversation probably every single week. Get ready, Viking fans. Listen, you're going to hear about it because the topic of this video is not even about Joe Burrow, but we're talking about him right now. Listen, you're going to hear about Joe Burrow all offseason, and rightfully so. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the game. I love Joe Burrow. Like, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the game. The only issue he has is injuries, but he proved a lot. When he is healthy, Joe Burrow is definitely a top-tier quarterback. The issue is what you got to do to get him. Vikings can't afford to get anyone pick-wise and cap-wise. Kevin O'Connell couldn't adjust his seat. Kevin O'Connell couldn't adjust his seatbelt or his rear view mirror, let alone run a slant. You think he could adjust for? Yeah, exactly. It would never. This is why I said, like, when the Lamar Jackson rumors, I said what I said. Like, I think Lamar Jackson is an amazing player, right? Amazing quarterback. But he doesn't like to adjust his play calling. Like, listen, and I'm not trying to come at Kevin O'Connell, right? I'm really not. Like, but I got to keep it real. See, Viking fans, we got to keep it real. The situation with J.J. McCarthy was unacceptable. I'm not saying that J.J. McCarthy didn't do no wrong, but that play calling was so terrible for J.J. McCarthy the whole entire season. It was bad, bro. Anytime it's 3rd and 1 and you're throwing a 30, 40-yard pass to go get a touchdown is unacceptable. That don't even make sense. Guy wants to throw a dang on touchdown pass. It was, I forgot what game it was. It was like the 50-yard line. And I was like, oh, they gonna run the ball. Nope. They pass the ball and they throw it down the field. And guess what? It was an interception. And everybody was like, what's going on? Why J.J. McCarthy? Listen, the play calling was designed for that, not for the interception. But the play call was designed to go get a touchdown. When it's 3rd and 1, why don't you get the first down, Kevin O'Connell? Right? Get the first down first. Run a short little quick slant. Run the ball, maybe. Even though our offensive line was banged up, our run game was pretty good when we ran the ball. Help out your young quarterback. And then when you get, and then when it's 1st down and 10, then maybe you could throw it maybe for a touchdown. But when it is 3rd and 1 and you're at the 50-yard line and you have a first-year quarterback like playing in the regular season, why are you trying to throw a touchdown pass? See, that interception, yes, it's on J.J. McCarthy. But the play call was so horrible, I put that on Kevin O'Connell. I don't care. Listen, I don't care. Like, some of these interceptions, I get it. Statistically, these quarterbacks are going to get all the blame for interceptions. Some of them should be blamed for a lot of these interceptions. But if the ball hits a wide receiver in the hands and it pops up in the air and the ball gets intercepted, listen, statistically, it's going to be blamed on the dang on quarterback. I get it. That's just what it is. That's what comes with being a quarterback. You get all the blame and you get all the love, even though it might not be all your fault when you lose. And then again, it might not be all you even when you win. Quarterbacks get a lot of shine, bro, and a lot of blame. It's just part of the territory. But I just feel like Kevin O'Connell really screwed up with the play calling, and it took him till week 14 to adjust, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. Joe Burrow, and I've been saying, oh crap. And you want to know that's crazy? I was saying the same thing after like week 3, bro. I was saying what I'm saying right now, I've been saying since week 3. Since week 3, I've been saying this, y'all, which is crazy. I've been saying the same thing since week 3. It's crazy. Hey, bro, been watching you for a minute. Do you think J.J. McCarthy will have a 300-yard game? I think he will. I think he will have a 300-yard game. And shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you supporting me on this YouTube journey. Thank you so much for all y'all support. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for everybody that's in the building. I think he's going to throw for 300 yards. He better. Hey, listen. this is the game he needs to. You get what I'm saying? You're going against backups, bro. And I say that respectfully. Yes, they're going to play their hearts out. They're trying out for next year, pretty much. The third stringers, the second stringers, whatever. But I feel like if you have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, you should be able to put up some numbers, bro. Put up some numbers, and let's go and let's see what you can do, bro. Matter of fact, let's push it up a little higher. Instead of 300, let's do 375 and up. 375 passing yards to 400 yards. That's what I want to see. I want to see a 400-yard performance. Let's talk about that, y'all. Let's talk about that. 400 yards passing. Hey, listen, I'm being greedy. I'm being greedy right now. Oh. He said no, a good game for him is two. My boy said no. A broken hand McCarthy was lucky. Oh no, I forgot about the injury. That's not funny. That's not funny. It's just the what y'all say to y'all like, no. A good game for JJ would be 150, 250, 150. That's funny, man. A tiny hairline fracture isn't a broken hand. Yeah. Belichick was right on the wanting to move away from Brady. He had a trade value. He wasn't the future. Belichick was looking for the future. The Vikings should do the same thing with JJ. Yeah. New England Patriots, Drake May. Hey, listen. I like Drake May. Tell Drake May to do his thing in the playoffs. Tell Drake May to do his thing in the playoffs. Hairline fracture causes discomfort, which changes how you play. What you do, that's how injuries happen, and try to compensate for somehow. Yeah, isn't a hairline fracture like cracked bone though? Like, isn't it like something like a cracked? It's not like a. I don't know. I gotta do more research, bro. I gotta do more research. McCarthy, Wentz, Cousins, Bro Show, Stafford, it's all the same to Kevin O'Connell. That's the genius in it. Oh man. Oh my gosh, I can't, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit that like button, y'all. Can I get 20 likes? Hit that like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. We are going live for every Viking game with the scoreboard and everything. And whether you're a Viking fan or not, consider subscribing. This is one YouTube family. I always say sports are designed to bring us together, not separate us. And I truly feel that way. And I will be going live for primetime games as well. Not all of them, but some of them. I will be live for the 49ers and Seahawks game tonight. Christopher Reel's in the building. Are the Vikings back in the playoffs next season? Oh, yeah, we is. Yeah, we is, baby. Hey, that ain't even a question, bro. We is, McCarthy. Yeah, we is. What's going on, Christopher Reel? Shout out to you, bro. What up? Jay McCarthy, #1 fan. What's going on with you, bro? What up? We trying to win this game, baby. We trying to win this game against the Packers. We're trying to build momentum going into 2026. We're trying to establish a winning culture in Minnesota. We're trying to establish a winning culture in Minnesota. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. We're trying to establish a winning culture in Minnesota. We're not going out just losing. We're going to go out on top and build this momentum going into 2026. And we're going to see if J.J. McCarthy can lead this team to its first Super Bowl win in 2026. Can I talk that talk, y'all? Y'all probably like, this man is crazy. I've been saying Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, exactly. You've been, I've been, and a few other people have been. A lot of other people are like, oh my gosh, why are you talking about Kevin O'Connell? I'm like, bro, are you not watching the same thing I'm watching? All I care is Jetta's getting over 1,000 for the year. I agree, Deborah. I agree with that. I love the Vikings. Go to the bowl, baby. I do too. Kevin O'Connell enters a doctor. It holds up the practice of J.J. McCarthy and asks, what do you see, Kevin? He says, Tom Brady. Like I said, man, Kevin O'Connell he better step his game up next year. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm talking about from the beginning. We not gonna wait. We not gonna wait till week 14, bro. It ain't gonna happen. Listen, he gotta step his game up. As the head coach, he gotta step his game up. My favorite is JJ McCarthy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, hey, listen, I think JJ McCarthy got the ability, but at the end of the day, the best ability is availability. He got to be available. I believe that JJ McCarthy has that it factor. I believe he can throw the ball pretty well. The issue is he has to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy. And I know it's not his fault. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't want to say it's the luck of the draw, but he got to somehow be healthy. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. In 2026, he cannot be hurt. I'm talking about like he cannot get hurt and miss a long amount of time. Because whoever their backup is, I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know who it's going to be, y'all. But I'm going to tell you right now, whoever they bring in is going to be quality. And they might mess around and take his job if he misses too many games next year. So he got to be healthy. He got to be upright. The play calling has to be better. Everything has to be better. I don't want JJ to hit 1,000 yards because it's a black mark on camera. Oh, crap. I am not JJ McCarthy. Hello, bro. What's going on? What's going on? Drake, May. I live in Pennsylvania, and oh, my gosh. I live in Pennsylvania, too, baby. Let's go, Vikings, baby. I'm a Viking fan from Pennsylvania, just like you, brother. I'm a Viking fan just like you from Pennsylvania. It's Philly everything over here besides football. And the reason why I be purple, the reason why I am a big-time Minnesota Viking fan from Pennsylvania is because of the greatest receiver of all time, and his name is Randy Moss, baby. His name is Randy Moss, and the number that he used to wear with the mighty Minnesota Vikings is 84. You know what I'm saying? Had to get hyped real quick. We are blessed to have 9 in our live stream. You crazy, bro. I have liked JJ McCarthy even when he was with Michigan. Yeah, I'm sure Justin Jefferson has some money tied into that 1,000-yard mark as well. Hey, listen, we gotta get JJ that 1,000 yards, man. He better be able to get 1,000 yards. Hey, listen, you and I, everybody on this stream, we could be able to throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. Listen, JJ, we gonna run 2 plays, bro. We're gonna run like 1 or 2 plays. One of the plays is gonna be a slant in the inside and a slant on the outside. Just make it work, man. We're gonna figure a way. I don't care. As soon as I hike the ball, I'm throwing it your way. Catch the dang on ball, wide receiver screen, and we're gonna get you some dang on yards, baby. We're gonna make it happen. Ain't no way you can't get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Ain't no more excuses. I don't care who the quarterback is. They need to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. It has to happen. It has to happen, bro. Ain't no way you're going to flex a win when the Packers are going to have all their backups. And hey, listen, bro. I say this respectfully speaking. I'm not really flexing a win, but it's not even about it all. It's about the win, but it's not about it. It's about having a winning culture. It's about not having a losing culture. Yes, we are not in the playoffs, but if we win this game, we'll be 9-8. We'll be a game above 500. And according to the most basic knowledge, if you have more wins than losses, that's considered a winning season in some way, right? You ain't make to the playoffs. Got a losing season, but you still got a winning season when it comes to record-wise. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to really be, oh, man, they're way better than the Packers. No, I'm not going to do all that because y'all got your backups in. But what I will say is this. Next season, I'm going to flex on y'all. Next season, I'm going to talk that talk about y'all. I got a lot of respect for the Packers. I got a lot of respect for y'all. But just because I have respect for y'all doesn't mean I'm not going to talk trash. Doesn't mean I'm not going to talk that talk about y'all. In 2026, we going to sweep y'all. Straight up. Straight up, bro. Straight up. That's just how I feel, bro. I'm pretty sure JJ, the number one fan, is really TYE. Yo, hey, listen. Hey, listen. I wouldn't be surprised if that is TY. Trolling, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. That sound like TY, bro. Yo, why? That sound like TY. That's TY Eagle, y'all. Shout out to TY Eagle. Shout out to my homie TY Eagle. Pretending to be JJ McCarthy's number one fan. That is funny. No, you're not TY Eagle? I don't know, bro. All right, if I see TY Eagle and you in the chat at the same time, I don't know. You could just switch back the account to account. So I don't even know if that would make it. I don't know. Something just don't seem right, y'all. I don't know, though. It could be. I don't know. But shout out to you, bro. Even if you are TY, shout out to you. If you're not TY, shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you rocking with your boy on this wonderful Saturday. Appreciate you, man. And appreciate you supporting. And hey, listen, everybody. I'm going to be getting off in a few minutes. But I want to say thank you so much for all y'all support. I will be live a little bit later for the prime time. But shout out to each and every one of y'all. He said, I'm just kidding with you, bro. 100. Yeah, we just joking with you, bro. It ain't nothing serious. We just having fun over here. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh. But shout out to y'all. Have a wonderful day. And I'll be back on. But whoo, go Vikings. The Vikings will beat the Packers. And we will have great momentum going into 2026. And I know the Packers ain't gonna have their starters, but still, I'm just happy we have a so-called winning season when it comes to the record. Not when it comes to us getting to the playoffs, but when it comes to the record, we'll be 9-8. So, but shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all. And I'm out.